Is Bijan Robinson the best option for the first pick in your fantasy draft? The case is powerful. He just led the NFL with 2,298 scrimmage yards. Atlanta locked him in through 2030, and a new coaching staff is building around the run game. But one great season does not make him the automatic 101. We need to test the workload, the scheme, the supporting cast, and the real risks. Then I will give you a clear verdict for one quarterback, full PPR. Start with the production. In 2025, Bijan rushed for nearly 1,500 yards. He added more than 800 receiving yards. Together, he led the NFL with nearly 2,300 scrimmage yards and more than 360 touches. He averaged better than 6 yards every time he touched the ball. Atlanta says he handled roughly 35% of the team's offensive plays. He produced more than 40% of its scrimmage yards. That combination matters in fantasy. Rushing volume builds the weekly base. Receiving work protects his score when game script turns negative. This is not a projection. He has already shown the ceiling. The market agrees Bijan belongs in the first pick conversation, but it does not call him the only answer. Fantasy Football Calculator's 10-team PPR sample of 4,929 mocks puts Jahmyr Gibbs at 1.6 and Bijan at 2.1. The full PPR Fantasy Pros consensus I checked from 129 experts ranked Bijan fourth, behind Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, and Gibbs. That disagreement is useful. It tells you this is an elite tier, not a commandment. Choosing Bijan first is a defensible conviction pick, not a free square. The coaching change strengthens the Bijan case. Kevin Stefanski arrives with a wide zone and play action foundation. Tommy Rees will call the plays, and he says Atlanta can keep a consistent core while changing the presentation defenses see. Bill Callahan takes over the offensive line and reunites with Stefanski after their Cleveland run. This is not just 3 recognizable names. Their stated plan matches Robinson's skill set. Establish a small menu of runs the line can execute fast, then disguise those concepts with formations, motion, and complementary plays. Clarity plus disguise can create cleaner reads. Here's the football fit. Wide zone stretches the defensive front horizontally and asks the runner to press the edge, read leverage, and explode through the cutback. That is a natural home for Bijan's patience and change of direction. Atlanta also plans to mix gap concepts where pullers create defined entry points and the back can attack downhill. The key is presentation. If the same core run appears from different formations and motions, linebackers have to hesitate. A half step is enough for an explosive back. Scheme cannot guarantee fantasy points, but this design gives his vision more ways to win. Bill Callahan gives a coaching argument measurable weight. Before he joined Stefanski in Cleveland, the Browns ranked 12th with 1,911 rushing yards. In 2020, they jumped to 3rd with 2,074. They finished 4th in 2021 and 6th in 2022. Different roster, different season, so do not copy and paste those rankings onto Atlanta. The useful takeaway is process. Callahan and Stefanski have already built a sustained top-level rushing operation together. Now they inherit an experienced line and a back coming off the league lead in scrimmage yards. The passing game can help Bijan without stealing his identity. Drake London is the clear number 1 receiver after posting 68 catches, 919 yards, and 7 touchdowns in only 12 games. Atlanta says his 77 yards per game ranks 7th among NFL wideouts. That kind of boundary target punishes defenses for overloading the box. Jahan Dotson and Unanimous host add inside-outside flexibility, while rookie Zachariah Branch adds speed. The second and third receiver jobs are unsettled, but the ingredients create spacing. If defenses respect London outside and motion across the formation, Bijan gets fewer simple run keys. Kyle Pitts is the formation-changing piece. He caught 88 passes for 928 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2025, ranking 2nd among NFL tight ends in receiving yards. Over the final 6 weeks, he led the position with 469 yards. Put Pitts in line, in the slot, or detached, and a defense has to declare personnel and coverage. Charlie Warner can handle more traditional blocking work, while Austin Hooper adds depth. For Bijan, multiple tight end looks can create heavier boxes that Atlanta attacks with play action or favorable run angles against defensive backs forced in the support. A first pick succeeds only when the next round supported. In a 10-team full PPR draft, Bijan is a natural hero RB anchor. At picks 20 and 21, attack the best receiver tier instead of forcing another running back. That structure lets Bijan carry weekly rushing and receiving volume, while your next two picks build target depth. Then use the 4-5 turn for value, including your second back. The Falcons offense can raise Bijan's ceiling, but your fantasy season still depends on roster construction, waivers, health, and start-sit decisions. Draft a player, then build the team. So is Bijan Robinson the best option for your first pick? And one quarterback PPR, yes, he is a defensible 101. The evidence is elite dual threat production, massive offensive involvement, long-term team commitment, and a run game staff with a real record of success. But he is not the only correct answer. Gibbs offers his own receiving ceiling. Elite receivers can be stronger in 3 wideout formats, and Atlanta still has quarterback and camp ram questions to monitor. My blueprint: keep Bijan in your top tier, take him first when you trust a role, then build receiver depth at the turn. Subscribe for the next draft decision.